People do crazy things to stay healthy. From activated charcoal toothpaste to apple cider vinegar cleanses, it feels like what is healthy for us changes every day. But what could be unhealthy about some vitamins and water? Turns out it's unhealthy enough for Truth in Advertising, a US-based nonprofit organization, to sue Coca-Cola over what they say are misleading claims about vitamin water to prevent eye disease and improve immune function. But is this a triumph of consumer rights? Or is this just overzealous litigation? Let's find out. Today's topic will cover dietary health. As usual, we recommend speaking with a doctor about what options are best for you. We're trying to provide the facts so we can all make informed decisions. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. In the spring of 1996, J. Darius Bykoff, the president of William Bykoff Associates Incorporated, a metals importing business, launched the company Energy Brands, quickly capitalizing on the opportunity that bottled water companies had opened for him. Bykoff noticed that most bottled water companies use the same generic style to brand their products, and being an avid health nut, he wanted to improve those products accordingly. He knew that cyclists would need to drink several liters of water per day, and since he loved to cycle, he knew exactly which market he was targeting. It came down to taking a handful of vitamin C pills with a swig of water that convinced him that combining them would pay dividends. And dividends it did pay. By 2006, the company was worth over $2.2 billion, and in 2007, the company was bought by Coca-Cola for $4.1 billion. But is vitamin water as healthy as it is successful? There are two main values that we need to pay attention to when considering our vitamin consumption. Your daily value, or DV, is the recommended amount of a vitamin you should have in a day, and your tolerable upper intake level, or UL, is the max amount you can have before you can possibly overdose. Most of these UL levels are fairly high, but it's a good idea to keep your intake in check. In addition to keeping an eye on our dosage, we should also make sure to know the difference between water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamins B and C are water-soluble, and they are used immediately as they get into our system, but they are not stored within the body, so any excess is excreted. Vitamins A, D, and E are fat-soluble, and they can be stored in tissue if the body has no reason to use them in the moment. Knowing the difference can keep us from overdosing on vitamins that our body won't metabolize as quickly.
Whoa there. Hold your horses, sir. Did you say I can OD on OJ?
Well, it does have vitamin C.
Oh, well, how many OJs can I drink before the bad stuff happens?
Well, 1 cup of orange juice is approximately 124 milligrams of vitamin C, and it takes 2,000 milligrams to overdose, so you can drink up to 15 cups of orange juice and be A-okay. I mean, that's plenty more than anyone could realistically.
15? Holy f***. That means I have this one now, and then I can only have 2 at dinner, and what about my nightcap?
In any case, it's very difficult to overdose on water-soluble vitamins, as any excess will just pass right through you.
What do you mean?
I mean pee.
Ugh.
Anyway, it's very difficult to get enough of those vitamins into our body all at once, since we're constantly losing them. Though, even if you consume too much, you'd likely have to make an emergency evacuation.
Evacuation?
I mean, you'd poop, like an irresponsible amount. Let's move on, please. Fat-soluble, on the other hand, is more dangerous, as we said before. In fact, too much vitamin A can lead to a buildup in pressure in your skull, which can put you in a coma. Vitamin D has been linked to kidney stones and bone pain.
Bone pain?
Bone pain.
Bones can feel?
Fun fact, bones are made of dense living connective tissue complete with nerves and blood vessels.
Bones can bleed?
Yes! And if you have too much vitamin E, they could bleed a lot, as it's a blood thinner. Vitamin water has a number of products branded with fun names like Multi-V, Restore, and Essential. But do these names adequately express what they can do for us, or are they just marketing sleight of hand? Of the vitamins present in vitamin water products, B vitamins and vitamin C comprise the majority, being present in every single one of their products. On average, vitamin water will provide you 48% of your daily B vitamins and a whopping 163% of your daily vitamin C intake. In fact, all but one of the Canadian vitamin water products has at least 100% of your daily vitamin C intake, and in some cases up to 250%. Since these vitamins are water soluble, our bodies excrete the excess, so there isn't much detriment to adding extra to a drink. That's not to say that adding more will make it better for you though. Vitamins A, D, and E are used in vitamin water much less frequently, and in significantly lower amounts. Most of their products don't even have any of these vitamins, and the few that do contain, on average, 35% of one's daily needs of a single one of these nutrients. Calcium, magnesium, and zinc are used even less frequently, and they usually only provide about 10% of one's recommended dose. This is fine since adding over 100% of one's recommended daily allowance of these nutrients would be irresponsible, since they're fat-soluble and won't pass through our systems. Lucky for us, the folks over at Energy Brands Inc. are smart and don't like being sued, so they've made sure we won't easily poison ourselves. That doesn't mean that vitamin water is good for us, though. If not poison was the check that food needed to pass to be considered healthy, then Burger King would be a health food store. So it would be very hard to overdose on fat-soluble vitamins from this drink alone, even if you completely switched from regular water to vitamin water. But if you consider that sugar is consistent across vitamin water's product line, sitting around 32 grams each. Really? Huh. Alright, well, their slogan of vitamins plus water begins to look a bit farcical. Unless you're drinking their sugar-free line, of course. Speaking of sugar-free, you can check out more info about the effects of artificial sweeteners in our favorite sodas here. I was a little cuter, a little chubbier, and I couldn't move my arms. There have been many arguments against the branding of vitamin water as healthy, the use of sugars being the most prominent. But could the benefits of the drink be enough for us to ignore the specter of added sugars? As we saw before, the vitamins in highest concentration in vitamin water are B vitamins and vitamin C. However, the average adult Canadian, according to Health Canada, is deficient in vitamins C, D, and A, and minerals magnesium and calcium across both sexes studied. Vitamin C is covered by vitamin water, but it can also be found in citrus fruits and green vegetables. If you're worried about not getting enough vitamin C, just know that a single orange will provide around 78% of your total recommended intake for the day. Vitamin D can be found in seafood, mushrooms, eggs. But the best way to get the D is to simply stand outside in the sun for a few minutes every day. This is why some people take vitamin D supplements in the winter to offset the limited sunlight they get per day.
3 hours of sunlight per day!
Look at me, Mr. Hypocrite. There is also vitamin A, magnesium, and calcium in dairy products, among other things. The point is that as much as we can get from vitamin water, we can get what we need just as easily through what we eat. Where vitamin water's health benefit comes into question is in its relationship to sugar. If your diet is constricted, or you know you're not getting all the nutrients you require daily, then vitamin water would help provide what your body needs. But it does also provide, as we said earlier, 32 grams of sugar per bottle. There have been many studies that link the consumption of sugary drinks to obesity. The recommended amount of added sugars we should be consuming daily is limited to only 25 grams for women and 37.5 grams for men. So, again, vitamin water does in fact provide vitamins and minerals, but at the cost of up to 130% of the recommended amount of added sugar we should consume per day.
Also, you want to know what too much sugar does to you? Diabetes, clogged arteries, heart attack, stroke. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Grill, you drink keto. What a hypocrite. Shut up. I might be a hypocrite, but also, newsflash, I'm not a real person.
The long and short of the situation is that the vitamins that are most present in vitamin water products are not in short supply for the average person, and can be pretty easily obtained elsewhere. In regards to the other nutrients in a bottle, yes, vitamin water would help supplement any deficiencies, but it's at the cost of a lot of sugar. If you know that you aren't getting all the vitamins you need and you just want a sugary drink, then vitamin water might be a good option for you, but all that sugar is clinically proven to be bad for you. Supplements might be a much better option to make up for any inadequacies in your diet, but at the end of the day, your best way to maintain your health is to do so with a proper diet. In regards to the truth in advertising lawsuit, their defense was that no consumer could reasonably be misled into thinking vitamin water was a healthy beverage. Which is absolutely ridiculous, since it was literally made to be a health drink. They will no longer claim that it can reduce the risk of eye disease or improve immune function. In the end, they were not forced to compensate consumers who alleged that they had been misled, though. As with pretty much everything, moderation is key. But we should also make sure that we're engaging with what we consume from an informed position. We have as much right to know what we're putting in our bodies as to put whatever we want vitamin in them.
Oh no! Grill, what does your scouter say about his vitamin C intake?
It's over 250%.
What? It's over 250%? That's a lot more than you should have. Like 6 to, I don't, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed, Grill, and I think we should go home.